You've probably heard the saying, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. While no food guarantees overall good health, apples are showing some promise in helping us in many ways.
Apples have owned the fiber conversation for years. One apple a day became nutritional folklore, mostly because apples contain pectin, a soluble fiber linked to better digestion, cholesterol control, and slower glucose absorption. But here's the part most people never hear. A medium apple contains roughly 4 to 5 grams of fiber, which isn't bad. But it's not exceptional, because researchers now understand fiber as more than just roughage. It functions more like a biological control system, regulating gut bacteria, immune signaling, blood sugar stability, satiety hormones, and even inflammation linked to aging. And some fruits completely outperform apples in that system. So here are 6 fruits with more fiber than an apple, and what that fiber is actually doing inside your body. Passion fruit is basically fiber in disguise. 1 cup contains around 24 grams of fiber, almost an entire day's requirement in a single serving. Most of that comes from the edible seeds, which are loaded with insoluble fiber. That matters because insoluble fiber acts less like a sponge and more like a mechanical sweep through the digestive tract, increasing stool bulk, speeding transit time, and helping reduce the amount of time waste products sit in the colon. Meanwhile, the gel-forming soluble fibers help slow glucose absorption. 1 cup of raspberries delivers about 8 grams of fiber. That's nearly double what you get from an apple. Their fiber is packaged alongside polyphenol, plant compounds that gut bacteria convert into anti-inflammatory metabolites, meaning the microbiome doesn't just consume the fiber. It metabolizes the entire structure of the fruit. Emerging research also suggests berry fibers may blunt post-meal glucose spikes more effectively than expected because the seed matrix physically slows digestion, which basically means that your body extracts the sugars more slowly, which changes insulin demand. Blackberries land around 7.5 to 8 grams of fiber per cup, and structurally, they work similarly to raspberries, therefore increasing satiety mechanically, meaning fullness isn't just hormonal. This is why high-fiber berries tend to keep people full longer than juice, dried fruit, or highly processed snacks even at lower calorie counts. 1 cup of guava contains roughly 9 grams of fiber. But guava also delivers huge amounts of vitamin C, which matters because gut barrier integrity depends partly on antioxidant protection. In other words, fiber helps feed beneficial gut bacteria, while vitamin C helps protect the intestinal lining itself. That combination is one reason guava consistently shows up in discussions around metabolic and digestive health. A whole avocado can contain around 10 grams of fiber. But avocado works differently from most fruit because the fiber comes packaged with fat. That slows gastric emptying, meaning food physically leaves the stomach more slowly. Dragon fruit contains around 5.5 grams of fiber per cup. Its tiny black seeds contribute much of that fiber load. It's rich in prebiotic compounds, meaning it helps feed beneficial bacteria already living in the gut. And that's where modern fiber science is heading. Not just how much fiber, but what kind, how fermentable it is, which bacteria use it, and what those bacteria produce afterward. Because the end products of fiber fermentation, especially short-chain fatty acids like butyrate, directly affect inflammation, gut barrier function, and metabolic health. So yes, apples are still healthy, but they're no longer the king of fiber. Because modern nutrition research is moving away from counting calories alone and toward understanding biological systems. And when you look at fruit through that lens, they start looking less like snacks and more like metabolic tools. If you learned something new today, like and subscribe and let us know your thoughts in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and if you're not done, we're gonna leave you these 2 right here. Till next time, keep turning the page to better health.